Today we will start Java programming. So what is a Java programming? It is a programming language that is platform independent. There are some features of Java. First is simple. It is object oriented. It is platform independent. It is portable, interpreted, secured and robust. What is the basic structure of Java is first we will declare a public class hello. Hello is the name of the class. Then there is a main function that is public static void main. There is only one main function in your whole program. Next is your system.out.println and you will write the thing which you have to print in the quotes. Next is your how you declare the program. First you will create a class hello. The class name must start with the capital letter. You will see like hello is starting with H is capital here. Then static means that it is unique. Void means that it will not return any value. Program must starts with your main method. Fine. Next, how it works. First, the editor you will declare as hello.java. After the compilation, your file name should be hello.class after you compiling the data. Then JVM machine will execute your program and you will get your output. Next is what do you mean by constructor? Constructor is used when you initialize the object. So it is always invoked at the time of object creation. There are two types of constructor. First is default. Second is parameterized. How you declare the default constructor? Like here you have a class bike1. So you will declare the constructor. The name of the constructor is always same as your class name. So you will write bike1. Then in the braces you will write that which you want to print. Then your main function. Then you will make an object in the main function like bike1 is your class name. B is your object. New is the keyword. Then bike1. Right. Next we will do in the next lecture. Okay. So we'll start with parameterized constructor. So when you define it like class student, this is your class name. Here you have the parameters like student, integer I, string n. So here I and n are the arguments. Now next is your how you declare it. When you make the main function, you will write student is your class name, s1 is the object, new is the keyword we have discussed in the last class. Then new student 1 1 and current 1 is like if you see in the previous we have declared integer I and string n. So integer we will declare 111 and in the string we will declare current. So integer and the name of the student. Then you have declared s1.display like display is your method. So s1.display will print the names which you have written in the main function. Next is there are two type of modifiers. First is access control, second is non-access controls. Access controls are default, public, private and protected. Public which is accessible to all, private has some restrictions and protected is only with some restrictions and clauses. Next is non-access modifiers. Non-access modifiers like we can declare as final and abstract. Final means if when a class method is said to be final, you cannot extend to the another class. It means the inheritance cannot be possible here. Abstract means if you make some abstract class like abstract class and your class name, it is only applicable to that class only, not any other class or any other method. Then what are the operators and the arrays and the keywords in Java? Operators are plus, minus, your addition operators, relational, logical, and keywords are which are by default present in your language like integer, float, all the data types. Next, your array definitions. How can you declare the array? First is your data type, then the braces and the name of the array. Like here you have declared integer array, like age of some persons, like new integer 5. So you will declare as like we have to store the value of 5 persons. Next is in this they have inheritance. What do you mean by inheritance? Inheritance word suggests you when one class is inheriting the properties of the another. The class which is inheriting the property is known as derived class, and from which it is inheriting the properties, inheriting means it is using the properties and the methods of that class, that is known as your parent class. So here in Java we use the keyword extend, and when you inherit the properties then that thing is known as your derived class. Here it is written the class which is inherited is parent class and the new one is your child class. So here you declare like class A is your parent class, public void method is the method you have made, class B is your derived class, you extends the properties of A. So next we will do in the next class. Thank you. So now we'll start with inheritance. In the last class, we have defined that the parent, there is two classes. One is parent class, the other one is derived class. And derived class is the class which inherit the properties from the base class, and extend is the keyword which is used to inherit the properties. Next is like there's a main function called public static void main string hours. B is the name of the derived class. When we make the object, we always make the object of the derived class. And method A and method B are the methods which are declared in the your parent and the base class. Next, this is an example of your one of your inheritance, like class human. Human is your parent class, and you have declared the values like system.out.println human is eating. So void it is the method of your main class. Then is class boy extends human. Boy is your derived class, so it is extending the properties from the base class. So public void eat. You see, you have both the methods in your parent class and the derived class. Now you'll make the object of the base class or derived class. I told you that the object should be of your derived class. So boy is your derived class. So you'll make it. Now, what do you mean by polymorphism? There are different type of things, like different type of shapes. For example, you have like you want to multiply two things. There are different methods to multiply it. So polymorphism means poly means many and morphs mean forms. So there are two types of polymorphism. One is compile time, another one is runtime. Compile time is also known as method overloading, and runtime is known as method overriding. This is one of the program, like class M is your main class, void mul is your multiply. You have taken two integers A and B. With the same method, you have taken three integers. So when in the main function, when you make the object, like M is your capital M is your class, then M is the object. You will write M dot multiply. Dot operator is to call the method. When you pass 6 or 10, the compiler will go to your first method. When you will pass 10, 6 and 5, the compiler will go your arguments, 3 arguments, which is in the second method. So rest, another thing we will do in the next class. Thank you.